There is a festival every 3 or 5 years when all the men in village go outside the village and live in forest for 7 days. And that entire period they don't eat certain things, they don't drink certain things. So there are a lot of self-restraint to be followed in those days. Uh, they are not supposed to harm anything in the forest in those 7 days, and not harming is so comprehensive that they cannot break a spider's web during that period. So there is no hunting, there is no plucking, no breaking of anything. And it is 7 days of worship of all gods in the forest. In those 7 days, old men tell a lot of stories of forest, and young men are entrants in that worship. Unless you reach teenage, small boys are not allowed in that. So you reach teenage and then you are allowed to enter. And then there are also ways of meditating. And after meditation, a team of strong young people led by some old men, accompanied by this pipe-like instrument called tarpa, dance, and while dancing they go running around the entire forest. They circumvent the entire forest with young men. So the young men know which is the boundary of their forest. And on all corners of boundaries there are some gods placed. So these are guardian gods. And all these gods symbolize protection of some species in the forest. So if you harm a particular species, that particular god will be unhappy with you. So these are the ways of passing this attitude of humility. But that meditation phase is also used for transfer of knowledge like this. So we support such activities by participating in it, because you cannot add anything to it, it's already full.
This centuries-old relationship between people and nature is threatened when global market and greed enters the picture. We need to glue tradition with some contemporary systems to conserve our resources. Our organization Vayam is doing this in 100 villages. When people offer their mind and sweat, wonders can happen. Doyapada, another village, took up protection of 47 hectares of forest. They drew this map and decided on measures to protect. First activity was building a stone wall and a trench to prevent cattle intrusion. They built a 4 kilometers long boundary. That was a huge task, but what lied ahead was a bigger challenge. They resolved to stop tree felling and cattle grazing in that area. This helped the forest regenerate naturally. But the neighboring villages were upset and angered because their free access was curtailed. The village was so emotionally involved that they prayed to forest gods, requesting their blessings to dissolve the hostility of neighbors and apathy of government. We helped the people build 100 rainwater storage structures. Now they had water and they could stay longer, take another crop and take care of forest. People planted 15,000 trees in their forest with support from the State Forest Department. Kokanpada village even received a State Biodiversity Award for conservation. There were small seasonal rivers in the forest. People waited for government to do something. Nothing happened. We challenged the youth to show their mettle, and 8 young men built 4 temporary dams in a single day. Cattle, wild animals, and humans all were happy with this water. The biodiversity register prepared by people showed that some forest produce was in abundance, like mahua seeds and palash leaves. People needed a processing facility. Vayam provided support to build a center. A storm blew off this center when half built, but people and Vayam did not give up. A beautiful forest produce processing center was gradually built. This center now has solar dryers to dry forest fruit and vegetables. It has a press for making leaf plates, and it has an oil expeller to make edible oil from mahua seeds. These villages have shown a path different from the mainstream rush towards destruction. They show that conservation too can be profitable.